back to my channel. My name is Lucy and I make videos on books, writing and cozy lifestyle. And in this video, I'm giving you a little bit of a behind the scenes of a week in my life as a book publicist. So for those of you who don't know, I work in book publishing. My job is in publicity. So I am responsible for looking after the media side, the event side for authors. And this is quite a different week in terms of my job because I'm actually off to Edinburgh for 2 days where I'm gonna be going around with an author. We've got a sold out event in Edinburgh and I'm gonna give you a behind the scenes and also kind of give you an insight into what a book publicist actually does and how instrumental we are to the kind of publishing process. So excuse the rushed intro, but I've actually got to go get a flight to Edinburgh from London. So let's go to Edinburgh and I'll be taking you guys with me along the way, giving you an insight into the publishing process, but also look behind the scenes on my kind of day-to-day. I've also got a really nice end of the week because I have Friday off and I'm gonna go to a spa hotel, so have a completely very different end to the week, a very relaxing end to the week, in contrast to what a busy week this will be work-wise. So enough rambling on, let's go catch a flight. So hi everyone, I've just arrived at the hotel. It is currently like 8 o'clock and oh my god am I tired. The flight was actually on time, but the traffic in Edinburgh was just another level. But anyway, I have arrived. This is my hotel. So we have a little bathroom here. Hello. It's really cute actually. I just yeah, I'm really impressed by the hotel. And the bed. I have 2 of them, which is strange. But yeah, really gorgeous. Not like I'm going to be spending much time here because I'm obviously working, and I think I don't actually start my author facing kind of events until 12 PM tomorrow. That's when we're first meeting our author. So I'll probably find a cafe and just work in the morning. But I think now, as it is quite late, it is like 8 o'clock, I'm gonna go find my colleague who I've come up here with and we're gonna go for some food because I'm starving. And then it's probably gonna have to be an early night because we're doing a few fun activities and tomorrow night is the event. So it's gonna be a very long day, probably, you know, early morning up until a late night and then kind of do it all over again on the Thursday. Yeah, need to get rested. That's the thing with these work trips is like, obviously my job is a publicist and my job is basically to go around with authors doing events, which is an amazing job. But these events where you do travel around a lot and you're traveling to all different parts of the country, you're meeting a load of people, like your focus is to make sure the events are run well and that the author is happy. They are quite tiring, like they are a lot. And then you've got your emails going on and ticking over outside of that as well. So anyway, enough rambling from me. I'll pick up with you tomorrow, but I'm gonna go find some food now and then crash into that. Hi everyone, so checking in. I've been out all day. It is currently 10 to 4 and it's been such a busy day of hanging out at Waterstones, hanging out at the bookshop because the book I'm working on, which is this gorgeous book, Donna Ashworth's I Wish I Knew, which is a poetry collection, phenomenal. Basically, Waterstones were having their window painted by a window painter in this kind of gorgeous leafy design. So we went down there, we checked out the window and it was just so great. We then went for a lovely lunch and then we popped into the Scottish Central Library, I think it's called. Saw all the librarians. So this is a big part of my job, is taking authors around, because publicity really is, apart from like the editor who buys the book, publicity is the most author-facing role in publishing. So if you love people and if you're a natural people person, you will love publicity. It really is just hanging out with amazing people and yeah, basically just being able to celebrate their book. We are kind of having a bit of downtime now because we've got the event tonight. Now my role for events is I actually set this event up. So I reached out to Waterstones, obviously in Edinburgh, and it's my job as a book publicist to set up events for authors. So this is a kind of dual role where sometimes like publicity is split between someone being more events focused, like an events manager, or more like media relations. In publishing, usually, it's a hybrid role. So a book publicist will do both the journalist side, like media, placing interviews and reviews in the press, but also organising book events and attending book events. And obviously, like, I've been in the publishing industry a very long time now, so like I know what works and what doesn't. So it's really about kind of getting to know the market, getting to know the local area, like what does that bookshop do really well in events wise. This event sold out, so 100 people are going to turn out tonight. It's going to be a really lovely event, and this is my favourite part of the job. It's like going to events, getting to see the authors connect with their readers, because it's something you rarely see, is like people meeting their heroes or people meeting people who mean so much to them, you know, because like books have the power to change lives. And you know, when you connect a reader to the author, there is just like something so special like that happens, because you know, they get to meet the person whose words have inspired them or gotten them through a really hard time. So it is just a lovely job to have in that respect. However, on the flip side of that, being on the road is very, very tiring, because I mentioned this morning, obviously I've been out all day doing author-facing activity, going to the bookshops, the libraries. My emails have slowly been building up, and the work that I have to do kind of day to day does not stop. So being a publicist is a lot about balancing, a lot about jumping on something if it's a massive priority or something's gone wrong. Luckily, I work in a larger team, so if something does go wrong, you know, hopefully my colleagues can step in and help me. But that's one of the things, is like getting to do the events is so wonderful, but then of course you also have to do your day job. And yeah, that can be tricky to balance. But it is kind of days like this where I just feel reaffirmed by publishing. It's just a lovely job to have, and it's like, you know what, there are worse jobs out there. Like, I get to hang out with an author who's so lovely, and also whose work I'm so passionate about, and just do really cool stuff, like go around bookshops, meet lovely booksellers, and then tonight I'll get to meet her lovely readers and audience as well. So yeah, feeling very kind of tired but grateful for this role. Also, if you have any questions about how to get into publicity or anything about publicity really, please do leave them in the comments below. I haven't done a publishing focused video like this in a while. Also, this is going to be wider than just my job, but this is kind of a week in my life as a book publicist. And one thing I must say, very cliche, not every day is the same. So most days I am office bound or at my working from home desk, just doing emails, and that's all I'm doing. Real mix. But do let me know if you have any questions about my job or how I got into the industry. And if you have any publishing questions generally, let me know. It's time to do some emails. I've got a Starbucks and a little sweet treat, and we're just gonna do some emails. So need to recoup my energy. Morning 2 in Edinburgh, and we're actually going on a bookshop crawl today. So my author is going to be signing copies of books in all these different Edinburgh bookshops, which is so nice because it means that obviously I get to go around all day looking at bookshops, and it's like, yeah, one of the best bits about the job is just the bookshops and of course the authors. So yeah, up quite early. I'm kind of rushing because I need to be out of this hotel and we need to meet the author at like 9 AM. So I need to hurry up and pack everything up, but very like inconsistent night's sleep. I think that's the thing. After events I do get quite adrenaline-y and I find that I can't really sleep. So feeling very tired today, but it's also the day where I go home. So let's go out together, let's go to the bookshops and I'll bring you along. So I am on my way to the airport. My time in Edinburgh is concluded, and as I mentioned, I do have a day off tomorrow, so I'm going to a spa hotel, which will be very lovely, and I'll bring you guys with me as well. But yes, had the best work trip in Edinburgh. Hope you enjoyed the little insight into like what it's like being a book publicist. So it's just been a lovely trip. But yeah, Edinburgh's my favourite place on earth, genuinely. So just off to get the bus to the airport. I'll see you there. Hey everyone, so it is Friday, last day of the week, and I'm off work today. Booked a Friday off because I'm going on a spa overnight break, and it's very much needed. I think like when you've been traveling for work, it's like, I don't know, like a different level of tired, because like you've got your actual game face on, like you've got your work mode on, and then it's all the traveling on top of that. So anyway, we're gonna have a very relaxing day at the spa today, and I'm really excited to bring you with me. I'm actually currently reading a book that I am so addicted by. I am super late to the party. It is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. I think that's the author's name. Basically, I am low-key obsessed, and I'll go into what the book's about a little bit later when we arrive at the hotel, but I am like 60% my way through. I started this on my flight up to Edinburgh on Tuesday, so I've not really had much chance to read it, but I'm already so far through it because I am addicted, basically. So I can't wait to tell you more about that, but first let's go and get to the spa. So we have arrived, it is very bright. We have arrived at the spa hotel, and pretty sure we've been upgraded, because I put on the note that it's actually for our anniversary, which is very cute, but that's a tip. I think like always put down if it's for an occasion, because they will like do what they can to make your stay a bit more special. But we are staying in Stockwell House, which is just outside St Albans, and not gonna lie, I'm so excited to get in the spa, and this bed looks amazing as well. I'm very excited about that. So very exciting. It's the end of our little spa break trip, but this is actually like just by St Albans, so we're gonna have a little trip to St Albans, have a look around, and then we're also meeting up with Sana at Books and Quills for lunch. And yeah, it's just gonna be a very low-key lovely Saturday, and then I might round this vlog off. So I hope you've enjoyed this kind of like sneak peek into the life of me working full-time during the week a little bit different in terms of like my usual day-to-day week, because obviously I was working author events in Edinburgh, and I hope you enjoyed this little insight. And I've had the most like lovely spa weekend, and I did end up finishing The Kiss Quotient, so I'll round off this vlog with a mini review of that. I don't really know what to rate it. I think I might rate it a 3.75, maybe a 4-star. I absolutely like was taken by surprise with it, so I'll be reviewing that for you in a minute. Hello everyone, excuse the very awkward angle. I'm sitting on the floor because I just feel like there's no other comfy place to film this outro. But anyway, I said I would review The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. So I read this over the past 3 days, and when I say that this book hooked me, it's an understatement. I think I've been in a bit of a reading slump for a while and I haven't really noticed it. But genuinely, it's been taking me weeks to get through books. And I think that's because I keep picking like really big fantasy books. And for example, Sarah J Maas, the latest, you know, House of Flame and Shadow, 3 weeks to read that book, 3. So I think I just wanted something really quick, easy, romance. I always find that I just blitz through romance, and also I've been really trying to just read all of the old books that have been on my Kindle for years. And The Kiss Quotient was one of those. So this is a romance book, as I said, features a main character who is on the spectrum. She has autism, and basically she has never had a boyfriend really before. She's never been in a relationship. All of her sexual experiences have been quite like underwhelming, and she's never really enjoyed it. So she's feeling a lot of pressure to find a boyfriend from her parents, and so she approaches an escort, like a male escort, and says like, will you teach me how to be a girlfriend, how to get good in the bedroom, how to be a girlfriend, like what does a relationship look like? And of course, you know where this is going. They end up falling for each other, and the main love interest is called Michael, but he is like such a good love interest. He is so, I love him. What a great character. I love that you really see all of his background, his family, perfection. Now, there are parts of this book that are quite cliche, and it's definitely one where I wouldn't say it's insta love, but it's definitely like insta attraction, and they fall for each other quite quickly. But it is one of those books where they do not tell each other until right at the very end that they have both fallen for each other beyond their arrangement. And there was something about the writing style for this that I just fell absolutely head over heels for. Long story short, I rated this book 4 stars, and if you are looking for a really fun, quite quirky, quite different romance book with something a bit different, I really appreciate that the main character is on the spectrum, because I think it really gives it a point of difference in terms of like usual romance with someone who isn't on the spectrum, neurodivergent. So I really appreciated that, and I absolutely loved the love interest as well. Their relationship was just so cute, and there's a perfect amount of spice in this book for those people who want some spicy books. I know this book is quite an old one, so you probably already read it, but it was new to me and I absolutely loved it. So I had to recommend this as a book I was reading this week in between working, and I finished it on my spa break yesterday and it was perfection. So guys, that's the end of this vlog. It is Saturday afternoon. I've just got home. I've just like sorted out the washing, did all the life admin, and now I'm settling down to play some video games and drink my tea and maybe read for a bit as well. So I really hope you've enjoyed this insight into like a behind the scenes of my working life, but also my life like outside of work, and just a little bit about what being a book publicist is about, and a little behind the scenes of events and being on tour as well. So I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Let me know if you'd like more like this, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.